Welcome. Thank you for joining me here again on Return to Self with myself, Tanya Ray Bethune. Good morning to you. Hope to find you well. Today I'm coming to you with our Return to Self episode number 20. Today we're talking about breaking free from the fear of rejection. So before I say what I'm about to say, I want you to really lean in and hear me, not from a place of defense, but from a place of honesty, because a lot of us don't realize how much of our lives are being shaped by fear, especially the fear of rejection. And it doesn't always look like fear. Sometimes it looks like overextending, people pleasing, constantly choosing others while quietly abandoning ourselves. And if we're not careful, we will call it love, when really it's fear controlling us. So today, I want to challenge you to confront that fear and make a decision to return to yourself. Because choosing yourself takes courage, because it requires you to break an agreement with fear. Some of you are not struggling to choose yourself because you don't want to. You're struggling because you allow people, past experiences, and rejection to plant fear in you. And that fear has been speaking louder than the truth. Fear will tell you if you choose yourself, they'll leave. If you show up as your real self, they won't accept you. If you don't people please, you'll be rejected. So instead, you shrink, you silence yourself, you overstand, you choose others at the expense of your own well being. And let's be clear, that is not love, that is fear. You've been living in a cycle of people pleasing, trying to be accepted, trying to be seen, trying to avoid disapproval, and not realizing that every time you do that, you are handing your power over to people. But listen carefully. It's not the rejection that is still controlling you. The rejection was a moment, but it's the meaning you gave that moment. Somewhere along the way, you told yourself, I'm not worthy. I have to earn love. And that is a lie. Now you've been agreeing with fear of rejection, not because you are weak, but because you've been trying to protect yourself from ever feeling that pain again. But protection rooted in fear will always keep you bound. God is not calling you to live guarded, He is calling you to live free. Romans 12 and 2 tells us to be transformed by the renewing of our minds. That means we have to break that agreement with the lie and come back into agreement with God's truth. And that is, you are enough, you are worthy, and you are already accepted by God. So returning to yourself looks like having the courage to choose yourself, making your well being a priority again, refusing to abandon yourself just to be accepted by others, and no longer allowing fear to dictate your decision. Because the moment you stop fearing that rejection, it is the moment you stop giving them power over your life. And that's where freedom will begin. And that is why it is so important to know your worth and your value and to have self respect and to make sure you're staying true to who you are. Because when you truly know who you are, you won't keep abandoning yourself just to be accepted by others. You'll choose yourself without fear, without apology, and without compromise. So today, I want you to make a decision and decide and say, no longer will I agree with fear. No longer will I abandon myself to be accepted by others. And I will no longer allow past rejection to define my worth and to define my life and to define who I am. So today, I choose freedom. I choose truth. And I choose me. I am returning to myself whole, worthy, and aligned with who God created me to be. So today I want you to be encouraged and always stay blessed. God bless. Have a great day.